that might have done the job. I mean, 5 minutes and 50 seconds, one, maybe two more games here.
And I know we keep talking about Nihal being the favorite in Bullet. He is. I really am not sure how heavy of a favorite he is. That 1 second increment is such a difference maker, and it allows these top level players who may not be that experienced in online play, but Grishuk is a very experienced online player.
He is.
He plays regularly. So he's not like some of the other top guys who they don't really play online that much.
Yeah, and I mean, he doesn't play tons of Bullet, and it might take him a game or two to warm up, but there's no reason that Grishuk can't handle. Oh, this is
are we back
referees.
in game?
We're back in game one land.
Yeah, we are. It's been a long time.
Is repeating it.
Although Queen, he played 94 the last time. Do you think he looked at this?
You're about to ask that one. And actually confused the movement. But Queen 3 also looks very decent indeed, and I'm surprised that Nihal's repeating this. White is better.
White for sure is better.
94 now looks great.
And knight g5 ideas always are available.
Maybe 94 you sack on f3, but I am always with the queen on b3 like this. I find it very.
I don't believe in the sack.
Yeah, no, me neither. Okay.
I also wouldn't want to allow it. That's the thing. I don't believe in it, but I know that I would allow it and then misplay.
Whoa.
What?
Bold move, queen g5. Now, obviously, you can't take that. Or maybe you even... Nah, this is crazy, but
yeah.
The point is that the rook is hanging. But this is a pretty flimsy mechanism here, I would say.
But it's just a sign of how strong Sasha is. Never, ever would have crossed my mind.
Yeah, no, same here. I mean, knight c7 looks tempting.
And queen e4. He's going to raise queen to g4.
d5, queen g4.
I think he wants to provoke those. He wants to provoke those pawn pushes.
Yep. And the reason why is because even though this looks great, this can be oftentimes overrated, right? Because when you push your pawns this far, you're creating all these weaknesses that are left behind. e6 and e5. You've got a switch situation going on in the center. White's got a lot of potential there on the king side. But Grishuk taking his time here, drops it back to c4 to hit c7.
And he's going to bring his knight.
Oh, knight e4, there's d5.
Yeah, knight back to h2. And then the good news about not playing d5 from Black's perspective is maybe Black playing knight d5. I don't think it will work out, but you at least give yourself that option, and you can always play d5 next if you want to. But c7
I don't
is
like
hanging.
queen c4, though.
You don't like, but it does attacks c7.
It does, but I feel like Black's got to have a good move here.
I want to play knight h4 and just go and try to checkmate you, but okay, he goes here. Okay, queen e6 is not out of the question.
Basically, d5 can almost be pre-moved, I think, by Black.
Yeah, but White can then try c4, maybe. I'm not.
Wait a second. Queen e6, d5, c4. I'm so close to trapping your queen. I mean, you have one square remaining. I can go rook d8 and try to set up.
Yep. You try
a little net here for the queen. f3 by Sasha.
Okay, now queen back to e2.
All right.
So the good news for White is the rook and queen are so marvelously placed in the e file, and you're about to win the e4 pawn. But if you take on f3, then the d knight takes. Yes, he pre-moved it, and the knight comes to g4. The e5 squares. There's the bishop on a7 needs to be on c7 already, and it takes some time to reroute it.
I think you have to, though. If you're Nihal, I think you go rook d8, bishop b8.
But bishop g5.
You just cannot afford. Oh, that's another. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What do you do? Look at the way that White's position uncoils here, right? Look at that knight. It's a passive knight. Look again. Because when that knight gets to g4, the other knight gets to e5, White's position unfurls itself. And rook f8 is a nice move. Nihal opens up the f5 square for his knight and safeguards his queen, taking the sting out of bishop g5.
So maybe bishop f2 here. This time around. Just like retrieve the bishop there. That way knight f5 has nowhere to go.
Knight f5.
Yeah, I was going to move my queen to d3 and knight g4, knight e5, something like that.
Right. Black also could lead his knight to e4, although that's a little harder to do logistically. Because if you ever get a knight to d6 and White has a bishop on f2, White will have bishop g3, creating a pin. There's knight g4.
Good move. So does he play queen? I was going to wonder if he just allows his bishop to be captured and plays the two knights against the bishop, but he decides to retreat, which I think is just a much better choice. Ooh.
And c5, another one of those characteristic Nihal moves. He senses the moment, he wants to change the course of the game, get that bishop out of the cage on a7. We have an endgame. This is very likely to be the last game of the segment.
This looks bad for White.
All of a sudden it does, because if you take, then bishop takes c5 and your king is caught on the crossfire. You might see a repetition of this sort.
I would play on if I were black in that position.
Absolutely. He's also up a minute on the clock.
Wow, Grishuk trying to figure this out, but perfect is the enemy of the good. You need to make a move. C takes d4.
Nihal can win this one, get up by 3 going into the bullet. That would be a huge, huge result.
Well, there's some crazy
has to pull out
tactics.
at least the draw. CD?
CD, knight f5.
Okay.
DC, bishop e3.
Oh, and white emerges up a piece from this.
So you could be tricked, and if you take on e3 and the bishop takes back, you may get stuck with an isolated queen pawn for black. No,
exactly. Takes. You got to be very careful if you're Nihal as well. Now maybe you take on d4, and after knight takes f5, you just have to take on f5.
No, e8.
Oh wait, I meant to say sorry. I meant to say rookie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, easy. Just take on f5. What's the problem?
Oh,
what's everyone on about?
Knight g3.
Wow. Nihal's definitely playing for a win here. He's not satisfied by a symmetrical position. Now, if knight takes d5, it walks into a fork. Oh, this is scary. Grishuk allows that bishop to get in there. Knight f4 is also interesting.
Knight f4 looks great. Knight e4 looks great. Just bishop takes c5 can't be overlooked either. He just takes it back.
White is hanging on by a single thread. Knight e4, knight d3.
Okay,
the knight
d3. Knight
like this.
Oh, their knight and g3 is hanging. Sorry. Wait, but the bishop d6? It's almost mate.
Oh my goodness, that is devilish. And then the rook f4 comes in. That's got to be mate.
That might just be mate. So if that's mate, the knight d3 is crushing.
Nihal's calculating it for sure. Yeah. But I think he's going to end up playing knight e4. I don't think he wants to risk it.
Knight e4 played.
Knight d3 now, and knight takes b2.
You can go win the pawn. That's true.
You could throw in bishop d6 as well, but I don't see the point of that.
Can you still sack an exchange here for white? I was just trying to give rook b coming.
Yeah, rook b1. It's still black still has to be careful.
Yeah, Sasha's being a tenacious defender now.
He is. I guess you go back to d3 and you're dominating the bishop here. And if bishop e1, you could just take the bishop and take on c3. Simple enough.
96. Bishop d6, bishop d6 check. Ooh, that's huge.
So close. Grishuk's might flag here.
I don't like g3. Oh, but he's trying to get the rook off the back rank. He's trying to be tricky.
Yeah, he's trying to set up ideas. But now rook g2 check.
Rook g2 is amazing. Knight
e2 also.
I was looking at that.
No need for that.
5 seconds.
Rook e2.
Oh.
It's unnecessary by Nihal, but I guess this is good enough. Knight f4. So tricky. And look at Nihal. Nerves of steel. 92. He is going to win. What a massive result in the last game of the 3-minute portion.